with the next movie in the MonsterVerse lineup so far being called Origins. Now is a good time to start talking about where the Supreme Titans originated from. The Big G-Man's origins are still mysterious, with no official lore to back up how old Godzilla really is. We can only make guesstimations based off the small bit of lore we do know. For the atomic lizard and his species of Godzilla, what we know is that their origins are in line with the reptilian creatures that ruled the Earth between 300 to 65 million years ago. You know who some of them are. So even though we may never know the exact origins of Godzilla's species in the MonsterVerse, we can say that they came to be during the period of time where life was first starting to get roaring on planet Earth. But what about Kong and his kind? In this video, we are going to theorize on the great mystery that is, where did the giant apes come from in the MonsterVerse? It may just be an idea that you have never thought of, so stick around. Make sure to stomp the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay up to date on everything MonsterVerse, and let's get to it. To better understand the MonsterVerse Kong, let's do a quick recap on the past origins for the beast. Regardless of which adaptation you're talking about, we usually tend to see a lone Kong who is the last of his kind. We don't know where they came from, all we know is that they are mostly extinct, minus the individual left in the stories. Most takes on the story state that the Kongs did not originate on Skull Island, and came to live there from the means of crossing a land bridge that used to be above the sea before the ocean levels rised. From the 2005 King Kong film, Kong's kind branched off from the real-life giant ape Gigantopithecus, who lived roughly 350,000 to 2 million years ago. This species crossed the land bridge or had some other unknown way of getting to Skull Island a few thousand years before this movie took place, and then they got stranded there, assuming the island's strange and intense ecosystem caused them to evolve to their uber size in order to survive and flourish. A similar idea is presented for the original King Kong, and most of the sequels that have followed. One of the more strange takes on the origins of the Kongs comes from the comic book series Kong of Skull Island, which has a primitive society of humans selectively breeding the apes to be the biggest and baddest around, that they could then use in their gladiator-style fight rings. Eventually, a group of these Kongs are then placed on ships and set out into the open sea with some human friends. Once they come across Skull Island, you can assume what happens next. The ship gets torn to pieces by the waves, and the Kongs and people are flung overboard and stranded on Skull Island. So using the past, let's delve into how the Kongs of the MonsterVerse first got to the Hollow Earth, since in this universe, just like the others of King Kong, Skull Island is the surrogate home of the apes and not the place of their true origins. Starting off, let's remember that the MonsterVerse isn't real. Shocking, right? But if the Godzillas had their roots tied into the reptilian overlords of real-life Earth, that would have to mean that the Kongs did not evolve into roughly the same time frame as the normal apes on the planet. The earliest known ape-like creature was the Egyptopithecus, who was estimated to have lived 30 million years ago, and then the great apes diverged from that line around 15 to 20 million years ago. Now, I'm no expert on that matter, but bear with me. So that gives us a rough ballpark estimate for when the Kongs came to be in the MonsterVerse. But let's go even further back. A primary reason why monkeys and apes evolved in the first place was due to the dinosaurs being wiped out and allowing new animals to flourish and evolve. In the Hollow Earth though, there was no catastrophic event that killed off the majority of life there, and there are very few signs of any mammal titans still living in the Hollow Earth. So chances are, the Kongs did not originate from the Hollow Earth, but perhaps they were once some species of great ape who just so happened to stumble upon an entrance to this mysterious world in the center of the Earth. Just like with the other Kong adaptations, these ancient apes crossed a bridge of sorts and found their new home. And like with Peter Jackson's take on Kong, these animals evolved quickly and rapidly to better fit and survive in this dangerous new world. Throw on top the absurd amount of energy in the Hollow Earth, and you have a recipe for mountain-sized monkeys. The Kongs arriving as an invasive species of sorts in the Hollow Earth falls right in line with the lore that we do have that states the Kongs were causing much turmoil in the Hollow Earth till they were forced out, almost like they never belonged there in the first place. So where did Kong's kind come from in the MonsterVerse? Well, the same place as you and I in real life, a long-forgotten ape. who decided to take the steps necessary in evolving into a super species, with a little bit of kaiju movie magic juice thrown in for good measure. So my friends, let us know where you think the Kongs came from in the MonsterVerse down below in the comments. Hell, go nuts and tell us where you think all the species of Titans came from if you really have any cool ideas. Like this video if you think I earned it, and share this video around to your friends. As always, residents, this has been Jacob, and I will see you in the next one.